Welcome to the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. Digital marketing essentials and next level tactics. From offsite and on-site optimization to persuasive selling and everything in between. You'll learn actionable tips on what it takes to outright and outrank your competition. Now, here's your host, Timothy Carter.
Thanks for joining me on the podcast. Today we're going to talk about how often is Google's search algorithm updated. As you're likely familiar, Google uses an algorithm to populate results in its search engine results pages, or SERPs. This algorithm has undergone dramatic transformations in the 20 plus years it's been active, and it's still being consistently updated today. But, how often is Google's algorithm updated, and what does it mean for your business? Let's start about the basics of Google search and SEO. First, the basic elements is Google is interested in giving users the best possible experience, which means providing them with the best possible result for each one of their searches. This typically boils down to two broad categories of factors for good search results. One would be relevance. The relevance of a query is a measurement of its relatedness to the query. In other words, is there a topic or intention match? And authority would be number two. Authority measures how trustworthy the result is. Is the information from reliable sources? Information from reliable sources always ranks higher. The top ranking entries in the search results have always been both highly relevant and highly authoritative. However, Google's methods of measuring and comparing relevance and authority have changed over time thanks to the myriad of updates. Throughout most updates, especially the early ones, Google has refined the way it measures these factors, prioritizing natural quality content and penalizing people trying to game the system, as it were. It's best to understand this concept with an example. So, authority in the search engine optimization community is measured by domain authority and page authority, quantitative scores that illustrate the trustworthiness of a domain or page. These numbers increase proportionally to the number of inbound links to a given domain and the quality of those links. In other words, the more links you have, the more trustworthy you're seen to be. For business owners, this is a perfect opportunity to get more visibility and traffic for your brand. In the early days, this was highly exploitable. You could spam links all over the web and increase your rankings proportionally. Through updates, though, Google found new ways to identify spam and reward high-quality links. This is why modern link building services revolve around building high-quality links, hopefully. Companies like us do. Other types of Google updates are designed to introduce new features and functionality, making it easier for people to search or revealing new types of search results in different situations. So, back in the early and major updates, Google's earliest updates were major overhauls to its core ranking algorithm, making it function more efficiently. Ranking volatility was common, and monthly quality-related updates were the norm. Arguably, the biggest updates came in the early 2010s, fundamentally changing how Google analyzed content, links, and even search queries. First, there was Panda. Panda update was designed to improve how Google evaluates and weighs content quality in its evaluations of trustworthiness and relevance, with low quality and spammy content getting penalized. Then there was Penguin. The Penguin update did something similar with links, penalizing sites that were spamming low quality links as a way to artificially boost their rankings. And then there was Hummingbird. The Hummingbird update changed how Google considered queries, with less emphasis on exact match keywords and more emphasis on the semantic context of that query. These major updates were about a year apart, with smaller updates released monthly or more frequently between them. Here over the last few years, if you want to call it modern updates are much subtler and harder to notice for several reasons. According to Moz, there were a crazy amount, 3,234 updates of Google's algorithms in 2018. I don't even have the data for 19 or so far for 2020. So why have updates become so smaller and more frequent? Well, first there's confidence in the core systems. Part of this stems from the fact that Google already has a great system in place. Google has been the dominant search engine for more than 2 decades now, and it has helped billions of people find what they're looking for. In other words, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, The updates here these days shouldn't completely overhaul a system that already works pretty well. Then there's machine learning and automated updates. RankBrain and other additions to Google search algorithms are implemented as machine learning algorithms. They're designed to get feedback and update themselves as they gather and analyze new information. These updates are automatically applied and allowing them to roll out faster. And then tweaks and functional changes. Some updates function like experiments. Google tweaks something or adds something or adds a promising new functionality with the hope to gather data about how it performs. If it functions well, they keep it or improve it. But then again, these tend to be small updates and not major overhauls. So really, how often does Google update its search algorithms? Well, the short answer is that it's being updated constantly. But on the other hand, the updates that are rolling out don't have the same dramatic impact on the search results that previous updates have had. So if you're optimizing your site for search engines, this is both good and bad news. It means you need to be constantly vigilant about new updates, but your search rankings aren't likely to be massively disrupted. So if you focus on quality content being created on your site and consistently acquiring relevant, high authority links back to your site, over time your site should naturally trend towards the first page of Google. If you need some help with content and link building, or you may need a review of the SEO of your site to make sure it's running and functioning properly, come on over to SEO.co and schedule a time to have a free consultation. Learn how we can help you scale your ability to outright and outrank your competition.
Thank you for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. We appreciate your time. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show, and visit SEO.co for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more podcast episodes to help you improve your site's long-term SEO success.